Okay, thanks for rejoining. We have joined. Okay, so we just now discussed about the Prana Shakti. Let's see what does this Prana Shakti do. This is the expected standard condition for the Prana Shakti. If this condition is there, it will work very beautifully. It means that it can either do digestion or it can do the healing. It cannot do both the things simultaneously. And when it does healing, it can either do the waste excretion or it can do the repair. So this has to be understood. So if whatever is the energy prana shakti you have got from the nature in the morning, if you spend that minimum energy in digestion, the rest of the time, what maximum energy will be spent on healing, and then the body can decide. When you are having a lot of energy with you, you can the body can use it for waste excretion, which happens generally in the morning, and it can, the rest of the energy it can use for repair, which can be during the day or in the night. So over a period of time, let us say if this is the pipe which I have shown. If it is clogged, then over a period of time you will find that this pipe will be clean. What happens whenever there is an emergency? None of these things work. Just like in our house, if there is an emergency, what do? I mean, we will not go for a movie, or we will not go for a drive if there is an emergency. All energies, they are concentrated on handling that emergency. Our body is also, can handle one of emergencies, but if it happens daily, then we are or consistently we are into a problem. So what happens when the emergency condition happens? The digestion is not proper, so you will start having acidity, you will start having bloating, and whatever it is. Healing, of course, cannot happen, because in the emergency condition, the healing will not happen. Over a period of time, the waste, it will get accumulated. The body repairs will not be there. Only emergency repairs will be done, because next day you have to get up. And finally, we land up in getting diseased. Our doctors, they will give us tablets that will further suppress all our conditions. It will, and the next, you will get the next level of disease. And finally, sometimes we can also realize, somebody comes to know that they have a cancer or a heart attack or whatever it is. But let me tell you that the start of this is not really this. The emergency condition or the disease is far away as compared to where it should be. So now you can see that if you want to reverse this, you will have to first eliminate the emergency conditions. That means you will have to eliminate all these 5 imbalances, or at least the imbalances which are there in your hands. Let's say glucose, hormonal imbalance, that is there, that is definitely in your hands. So at least these 2 have to be eliminated. So that you have to go in the reverse way. Let's say then you conserve your energy. You have proper food, alkaline food, so that minimum energy gets spent on the digestion, and the rest of the energy which is available for you, it can slowly repair. So this is how we get healthy in fact. So this is a saying what you would have heard. You eat once in a day, you become a yogi. You eat twice a day, you are a bhogi, and then if you eat 3 times in a day, you become a rogi. So this is specifically related to the cooked food. So in the morning, the body, body would have repaired their all these systems in the night. So in the morning, the body has generated a lot of waste. So you need to have the food in such a way that it helps the body to excrete this waste. Instead of that, if you have a very strong breakfast, then you are telling the body, remember that the body can do only digestion, or it can do the waste excretion or healing, whatever you may say. When you have a cooked breakfast in the morning, you are telling the body, you are forcing the body to stop the waste excretion. And then the body, it will give its concentration on the digestion. In fact, this is the only thing control you have on your prana shakti, or your body, where you can force the body to digest. Other than that, you have no control on any of the other functions on the body, unless you are taking some medicines. So in other words, if you are fooling the body. So we are not yogis. So let's see how we can at least become a yogi. How we can eat two times in a day. So there is a concept called intermittent fasting. So normally, we have your dinner at 8 p.m. and having the breakfast at 8 a.m. So we are already have fasted for 12 hours. We need to only extend it by another 4 hours. So the fasting time should be 16 hours, and your food, that is the time where you can take cooked food, 8 hours. You can eat whatever you want. I mean, within limits, of course, to start with. Let's say you rise. I get up at 5 o'clock, so that's the reason I put this 5. But that rising can be here also. And you are sleeping. I sleep at 10, but you could sleep between 10 and 11, depend on what time you sleep. You sleep later, you require more time, more sleep for repair. If you sleep early, you can sleep for less number of hours. So the body does the repair in the night, and the waste accumulation happens early morning. That's why we see that we brush our teeth in the morning, or we go to the toilet in the morning usually. If you have a cooked breakfast at, let us say, 8 o'clock, you are losing this 4 hours, and then this becomes 50-50. So you are going to have less time for the repair. So what is the ideal way? You need to only extend. I understand that people, they will fall, they will feel hungry. So after you get up, you can have lemon water. That itself will reduce the acidity of your body. You can complete your morning course. You can do exercise. You can do yoga. You can do pranayama. By the way, for waste excretion, the pranayama is an excellent method, because it will excrete all your toxins, which are in the gaseous form. Sun bath is very important, because we are all children of sun. If you don't go into the sun, early morning sun, you will have a deficiency of vitamin D. In fact, the early morning sun, which is the orange light, is very, very good for eyes. In fact, I have cured my eye problem by looking at the sun almost every day for at least 10 minutes, the orange light. If it is not possible in the morning, you should do it in the evening. Abhanga, I have already talked about this, sent you the video. Then you can have your bath. Importantly, you need to have instead of breakfast, you need to have a detox juice. We will talk about this. And then followed by, you can have green salads or fruits, or very important to have is a raw coconut. that will provide you with all the micronutrients, whatever your body needs. The funny thing about coconut is, moment you subject it to a temperature, that means if you fry it, or if you try to heat it, when Goa, all the foods, they are prepared by heating the coconut. You can be very sure that the coconut turns into a poison when you roast it, or when you fry it, and instead of doing any good, it will do really bad for you. But then the question is, should we not have roasted coconuts? Yes, you can have, provided you have a part of that 20%, what 20% acidic food, what I'm talking about. So then you have your lunch at around 12 o'clock, because our digestive power is the strongest at noon, and the weakest when the sun sets. So when you are having your lunch at around 12 o'clock, whatever you have will fully get digested. Your body is already alkaline, so even if you have some acidic food by 12 o'clock, including occasional non-vegetarian, so your body will be able to cope up with that. And there are no more emergencies in the body now, so body can concentrate fully on the digestion. And in the evening, you can have the fruits, after the detox juice and before the salads, or you can have the fruits and nuts in the evening. Then you have your dinner as early as possible, 2 hours prior to your sleep. And this is how the intermittent fasting should work. Initially, it may be a little difficult, so you can start. And the people who have already started this in this team, they would have already started to have. First, you will find that the constipation is gone. You start feeling good. Your weight will start reducing. So these are the detox juice options. You can take any one juice for a week. Let's say you can have ash guard juice, or you can have bottle guard juice. We know bottle guard juice will reduce all your heart blockages. And otherwise, you can have cucumber juice. It will have a cooling effect on your body. Depending on whatever your condition is, let us say if you're anemic, you can have curry leaves. You can add curry leaves to that. Or if you are having, if you are having some urinary problems or any gynec problems, you can also add banana stem as an additive. If you don't get any of these, let us say if you are traveling, if you are not able to make juice, then tender coconut is an option. Uh, Let us say if you don't get anything, so these are the class 1 juices. But if you don't have these, then you can also have any vegetable juice. You can have carrot juice, you can have beetroot juice, you can have wheatgrass juice. All of these are alkaline juices. They will help the body to excrete the um, waste material, which is very important, to excrete. Otherwise, it will get deposited, and you will have issues. Then salads and greens, we are already aware what all you can eat raw. Cucumber, carrot, beetroot, cabbage, sprouts, they are very important. Pumpkin, you can eat raw. You can also eat ladyfinger raw, and there are so many other options. Um, Important point is you need to have, let us say if your weight is 80 kilos, you need to have 5% of the weight. That means 400 grams of salad you should have. Uh, Raw coconut is very important, as I already mentioned. 1/4 coconut you should have. Um, then the green chutney. This is important because all the leafy vegetables, they are very important for us. Problem is when you cook them, most of the nutrients, they are gone, and then all that you have, especially if you cook the vegetables in oil, which most of us do, that is a perfect poison for your body, because that is highly acidic in nature, and body will not be able to digest that. It will simply send it to the large intestine. Nothing will be absorbed from there. So then how do we still have these vegetables and also have the nutrients with them? That is with the green chutney. There are several options here. Please don't mix all them together. You have to make changes. You can mix and match. Some day you can have pudina, palak, and drumstick. Some other day you can have methi, radish, cauliflower leaves. By the way, the cauliflower leaves, we usually don't eat them, but this is one of the richest calcium and iron sources in nature. It is having almost 60 times more calcium than milk, and it is having twice more calcium than ragi. It is having about 6 times more calcium than sesame seeds, and plus it is in a natural form, so it gets absorbed very, very quickly. So please start having these cauliflower leaves in your diet. Some of these things, water is required every day. You need to also have lemon every day, and you can add rock salt for taste. Please don't add the regular salt. Let us say if you are having some hormonal imbalance kind of thing, you can add tamarind leaves, or if you are anemic, you can have curry leaves. If you are having a little acidity problem, you can also add jeera powder into this. It also adds to the taste. If you are having eye related issues, you can have coriander leaves, which are very, very rich in vitamin A. If you are having joints related problem, I already told you that cauliflower is the best one. Drumstick is also very rich in calcium. Palak is rich in iron. Pudina is rich in iron, but it also helps your eyes. In fact, I cured by my eyes with this pudina chutney. Radish is supposed to be helping you in constipation. Garlic has got ability to thin out your blood, trying to make it more alkaline. Ginger, we know that it will aid in digestion. So these are all the options which are available for you for. And fruits, if you can have whatever fruits you want, but please ensure that they are seasonal. Please don't have apple or something which is not in our region. Apple is one of the most poisonous fruits here because it is laden with chemicals. Doctors tell you one apple in a day will keep the doctors away, but not here in Jammu and Kashmir, where the apple is produced. Here, the options what we have is papaya, guava, and what do you call that? Custard apple or chiku. These are or even the oranges nowadays because they are in this region. Mosambis. So these are all the options what you have. But not apples. You can also have the pomegranate because that is also grown here. Apples strictly avoid because they are the most chemically laden. They are actually dipped in chemicals so that they remain fresh. Even mangoes, in a region like coastal region, mango is good, but mango may be neutral here because it is sometimes not so much grown here. So these are all the wonder plants. If you want to know more about this, how each one works, because now I'm not able to tell this because of lack of the time. Um, let's understand how to conquer the constipation. You can see that there are many this type of fruits. Raw foods, for example, they require the least amount of prana shakti to digest. Fruits, they are out of your system within about 3 hours. Salads, they will take about 6 hours. Any vegetarian food which is cooked, which will take about 18 hours. But the more important is the non-vegetarian food, which will take 72 hours minimum or more. In fact, the non-vegetarian food remains for more than 54 hours, which is about I would say 2.5 days in your large intestine. It will create toxins. Many times the body is not able to excrete it, so it will create bypasses, as we have seen in one of our videos. And we know what happens to the non-vegetarian food when it is kept outside. So please try to limit your intake of non-vegetarian food, and please don't make it regular. Let us say every Sunday I will have fish. That you are digging your own grave. Once in a while you have non-vegetarian food. Okay, body can still handle it, in a moderate amount. Especially if you are having a good alkaline balance. But these are the non-vegetarian food are one of the most acidic food in nature, because they belong, their flesh belongs to some other organism, and your body simply cannot handle it. Our bodies, they are meant to be vegetarians, considering our intestines or whatever you may say. Um, so enema is one of the things what you can follow if you are that is a start point. You put water in one of the pot, and then put that water in your anus, normal water, and this will have a same effect as washing your large intestine. Initially you need to take it for 30 days, and after that you can stop it depending on whatever whenever you need it. Then millets. Most of our foods, including vegetables, whatever vegetables you are having, your normal vegetable intake can give you only half a gram of fiber. Usually, you will not have, our food, the current food is fiberless food, so that will create the glucose imbalance. So then the better food is, you can see the millets. They have almost, on an average, you can see that there are on an average 10% fiber here. So our body needs about at least 15 to 20 grams of fiber every day to eliminate this glucose imbalance. And this, once you have millets, it will also have a slow release of glucose in your body. The glucose imbalance is perfectly taken care, and this is how you conquer your obesity. And this is by my guru, one of my gurus, Dr. Kadir Wali. Okay, sorry. So there are 5 types of millets: foxtail millet, kodo millet, little millet, barnyard millet, and brown top millets. In addition to having fiber, They also cure some of these diseases. For example, a disease like diabetes, which is a combination of all the diseases. So you will have to have all the millets in equal quantities. But let us say if you are having arthritis or if you are having joint pains, you may like to take foxtail millet and brown top millet in a larger quantity. If you are having some internal liver related problem or cancerous conditions, you may like to take more of a barnyard millet. If you are having hormonal imbalance, you may like to take more of little millet. If you are having blood related issues, cancer, you may like to take more of a kodo millet. Or if you are having respiratory related issues, you may like to take more of foxtail millet. So, but if somebody wants to know more about, because these cannot be just I cannot say that you have this just on a rule basis. These have to be prescribed to different people depending on considering the history of the patient. Otherwise, it can actually create bad for you. So this is that's all for in our call. So right now I would throw up this forum for any questions. So I would be happy to answer any questions you have. Otherwise, this would be our last webinar. All these recordings are available. You can take them, you can watch them, or if you are having any other thing what you don't understand, you can always contact me. I have my number already pasted in the webinar recording. So anybody has any questions? Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So next 5-10 minutes we can take questions. The point to be noted here is if you want to become healthy, it is your responsibility. Our doctors, if you feel that I will do whatever I want and the doctors will take care of my health, then you are in a fool's paradise. It cannot happen. You will only end up in spending all your money, sometimes a lifetime earned money. You're not going to get anywhere with this.
I have a question.
Yes.
Biju here.
Yeah, Viju.
Can diabetes people take fruits, or what type of fruits is prescribed for them?
See, this is actually a loaded question. Depending on what is your sugar level. First I would, in the initial days, I would not recommend that you have fruits. I mean, you need to take your HbA1c, test done. If it is more than 7, it is best to avoid fruits. If it is less than 7, then you can have 1 fruit in a day. Whatever you like. One fruit is okay. But the better way to handle diabetes is to start with millets, to start with alkaline food, and then watch your HbA1c. As the HbA1c comes towards 6, if it is 6, you can have, you are normal. And then you maintain the lifestyle, and then you can have this fruits, as I mentioned, 800 grams. But if you are diabetic and if you start having fruits, it is not going to help you unless you bring your HbA1c levels down to at least 7. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. I just wanted to and what is the amount of walking or exercise required
Yes.
to maintain?
I did not mention that, but walking 7 kilometers, walking is a must for everybody. You need to walk for 7 kilometers. Please don't, jogging and walking is not same. Walking, what happens is it will consume the body energy in a slow fashion. So it will burn the glucose in a very slow fashion. Let us say, in 15 minutes, it will burn 1 gram of sugar. So for 5 liters, 5 grams, you need to walk for 75 minutes. If you do the
75
same, if
minutes.
you try to cover that same thing by jogging or running, and it is a strenuous exercise. On day one, the body will consume the sugar. But what happens if you are diseased? The body has a tendency to conserve fat. So on the day two or
Okay.
day three, what happens is body will first conserve the fat and use only that fat. It will not consume the sugar. So you will find that, at least I have experienced it. Your jogging or running will never reduce your weight. Moment you stop the jogging, your weight will be back. So that walking for 1 hour 15 minutes or 1.5 hours is very, very important. 7 kilometers minimum.
That can be 3.5, 3.5 morning,
No,
evening, or
no,
it should
no.
be one stretch.
Yeah, no. You see, the whole idea is to create a pull. You have to
Yeah.
consume your blood sugar, and also have
Okay.
millets. Both these things are very, very important, because so millets will slowly release the sugar in your body. And then it will create a pull on the body, so that the body has to consume the sugar from your fat and generate the sugar from your fat. Otherwise, it cannot survive. 3.5 will not work, because if you 3.5 kilometers walking, you would have only consumed half the sugar. So body will immediately replenish it with whatever sources it is having. For weight reduction, what or get healthy, what is required is a pull. That means we have to maintain that metabolism, body metabolism, same metabolism throughout the day, whatever metabolism you would have gained due to walking. And yes, it is very important that your body doesn't get into the emergency condition. If it gets into emergency condition, all these, the body will say, no, I am into survival mode now. Let me survive first. I can reduce my weight at a later date.
Later.
I have personally tried several methods. Initially my doctors told, no, you are eating too much. Try reducing your food. So I reduced the food. I reduced oils. It gave me a lot of other problems. Weight was not. In fact, I found that more I walk, more I exercise, more I run, my weight was increasing and increasing. At one point, I had reached 98 kilos. Today, I am eating much more than what I was eating, let us say 6 or 8 months back. Lots, I will be eating. I must be eating 4 times. I eat 1 kilo, almost 1 kilo of fruits, half a kilo of vegetables. If you see my diet, it will be much higher, and I'm eating, having almost 100 ml of oil every day, half a kg of ghee every month, but the weight doesn't increase at all because of this pull. Metabolism remains same throughout the day.
Concept of happiness, one can calculate on it.
In fact, we have been all through, we have been brainwashed. In fact, even I was brainwashed by doctors. But in time, in fact, I was having this eye issue, eye problems. Doctors told me that there is no solution. This will be throughout the life you are going to have this. They had prescribed expensive, eye drops, and it was very horrible for me. But I conquered that by using this. Kishore knows, people, or Milin knows, how horrible it used to be with me for my eye problem. And people who know me, I mean, who have okay, now after who have seen me before, I mean, they would have figured me out as a very fat guy. Today, if you look at me, you will be really surprised. My waist has come down from 41 to 34 or 33 actually now. I have to,
I saw your video.
alter my
I saw your
clothes.
video, initial video.
Yeah,
Oh, your, I saw your initial videos, and
not
I
audible.
recently joined. I recently joined this group last 2 weeks or back. I saw your initial videos, and although the uh, put me onto this group, and I saw your initial videos. So you you have told about the weight and your transformation. I saw that. It's quite exciting
Yeah.
journey.
And then it's very easy to find out whether you are obese or you're not obese. Just take your height in centimeters, subtract 100, and
Mhm.
see what is your weight. That is the maximum weight you should have. For example, my height is 173. So I subtract 100, so I get a 73. That is the maximum weight I should have. And minus
Mhm.
10% is about 67. So my weight should be about between 67 and 73. So my weight oscillates right now between 69 and 70. Whatever I do, when the weight doesn't increase at all now.
Okay. It's a simple formula. Very simple formula. Good.
That I would have, eliminated a lot of my risk factors. I'm already 53 now.
Quite interesting.
I have been also able to arrest my hair fall, at the rate of what I was going, of course I am bald, but I have been able to arrest my hair.
What is that? Because I'm also losing my hair from the back.
Totally right.
What is that you suggest?
If you recall in this session, it's a hormonal. You stop having milk,
Okay.
non-vegetarian, stop having eggs, paneer. Try to control your hormonal imbalance first, and then try to.
Desi, Desi eggs or something, a replacement to the normal regular eggs
Yes, you yeah, of course eggs are bad, but let us say if you are having hen and you are you are feeding it with a normal food, or not the steroids and other things, and then that hen will give you about 20 eggs in a year. Today's one hen can give you about 2 or 3 eggs in a day. That's what I've read. They will give it
Mhm.
feed with a lot of hormones, and they don't need to be fertilized also. You can imagine that amount of antibiotics, and of course there are good things about eggs, but there are more bad things in nowadays eggs. If you are sure about the desi egg, you can have it once in a while, but not the present day people. Some people, they have five, six eggs in a day. They are like my guru once mentioned that one of the bodybuilders, he started having eggs and started to go to gym. And then after some days, his bed was wet. He started developing milk in his breasts because of
Ah,
hormone imbalance.
okay.
It affects ladies more quickly than the men. Men, it is
Okay.
slow. You know. Uh, but I am with my example. I am convinced that one of the reasons for my hair fall was this hormonal imbalance. I was also having milk. In fact, I used to stay in queue for me
Okay.
for somebody told me, okay, you are getting the milk directly from the cows udder. I used to go and stand. I used to have 1.5 glasses of milk because doctor told me have milk to control, to conquer your knee pain. You need to have milk. So I was,
Okay.
and it started increasing.
Even tea, a small amount of milk with tea also is not.
No, no, no. Because your hormones, they are into a very, very minimal condition in your. For example, as men, we are having very minuscule amount of female hormones in our body. It is
Okay.
there, but very minuscule. Now you
Okay.
imagine that your milk is having mostly female hormones. Somebody starts feeding you with female hormones. What is going to happen to you?
Okay.
Are you going to be like a man, or you're going to be like a woman? Of course, I'm exaggerating. Why does
What about
muscle tone, more than, more muscles? Because the testosterone, right? The balance.
correct? Correct.
When you're off the balance, especially if you're young and if you're having off, yes, your sperm count will reduce and you will not have ability to produce babies.
Oh. What green tea? Having a green tea is an antioxidant, which is being promoted very widely now on TV also. So, is it
Yeah,
green tea
but
is a good one?
interesting. It is having antioxidants, no doubt. It is having antioxidants, but it is having caffeine. So caffeine will create another imbalance, chemical imbalance in you, hormonal.
Mm.
So when you are having green chutney, which is having a loads of much higher percentage of antioxidants in that, why do we want to have tea? Why don't people talk about when the green chutney or the salads can give you antioxidants? Why don't they talk about it? It is much higher multiplied quantity in this. Or a raw coconut, for example, it is having a huge amount of antioxidants, 100 times or 200 times antioxidants than your green tea. Why don't people talk about these?
Lack of knowledge
Yeah. On
is available.
brainwashing. I'm telling you.
I know.
All they want people to buy green tea, so they will brainwash you. Or they have to tell something, isn't it? They are not telling you that green tea is having equivalent caffeine as normal tea. Have you heard about it? They will not.
The belief is green tea is good.
Tea is having double the caffeine as coffee. They will only talk about how the tea is produced and Taj and how that Zakir Hussain can play better tabla. Caffeine. They will not talk about chemical imbalance. They will not take. It's like you are riding a horse. The horse is not able to go fast. So what do? You whip the horse, isn't it? Why do you need? Because at some point you feel tired, and the body wants to rest. You have tea and you put that body into whole time. Body gets addicted to that. So unless there is a tea at that point.
Correct. Some people have that 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. They need to have tea. Then
I won't recommend that you kick all these habits all of a sudden. Then you get reaction. You try one by one. First, you try to eliminate your breakfast. Try to have more alkaline food before your lunch. Start having your lunch at 12 o'clock because that is the time where you are having the maximum digestion capability. Instead of at 12 o'clock, you start having your lunch at 2 or 3. You are not going. The body will not digest it. It doesn't have enough power to digest.
okay. Clock is the right time.
You're having about 2 minutes.
हाय आनंद, मैं मुन्ना बोलते हैं.
हाँ बोल.
तब्येत सुधारायची असेल तर काय करायचं?
अभ्यास चांगला होण्यासाठी लवकर झोपायचं आधी. फर्स्ट लवकर उठायचं. पहिल्यांदा फर्स्ट पाहिजे ना माइंड. यू आर तुझी माइंड फ्रेश पाहिजे. सकाळी अभ्यास करायचा. सकाळी पहाटे. मी माझ्या आयुष्यभर पहाटेच अभ्यास केला. मला सुद्धा काही वाचायचं असतं, काही शिकायचं असतं तर मी पहाटेच करतो. सकाळी करतो. सो दॅट इज हे पहिल्यांदा तुला हे करायला लागेल. लवकर झोपायला लागेल. 10 वाजता झोपायला लागेल. 5 वाजता उठायला लागेल. मग बघ कसा अभ्यास होतो. सगळं वाचन लक्षात राहतं.
काय करायचं?
लवकर झोपायचं. 10 वाजता अभ्यास सकाळी करायचा. मग फोटोग्राफ सगळं राहतं लक्षात.
हेल्थ सुधारायची आहे तर काय करायचं?
हेल्थ सुधारायची असेल तर हे सगळं मी तुला सांगितलं ना. तू तर वाचलं. हे बघ सगळं सोडून द्यायचं. चॉकलेट सोडून द्यायच्या. साखर खायचं सोडून द्यायचं. मिलेट्स खायचे. काय मी बोलतो तुझ्याकडे का तुला देतो ट्रेनिंग सेपरेट. चालेल का?
Thank you.
So I think we are almost less than a minute. Thank you so much for all the participation, and we had these 5 sessions. And if somebody wants to know more about, I'm always available. You can contact me. Especially if somebody is diseased, please contact me if you want to have some results, better results in the disease. Thank you so much, and bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.